Hey there.
All is lost.
Sorry?
Just look around you. This great building will soon be in ruin.
Great building.
Of course, this building has a history spanning generations. Shins.
Ah, I see. A great history. But why will it be in ruin?
It's to be ripped apart to make way for King Lathas's new alchemist lab.
Does the king not respect the outpost's great history?
Well, actually, nobody knows what the history is, but there must be something. Wait a minute. You could help me.
Me?
Yes. Uncover the history of this building to convince King Lathas to leave it alone. Do you want to know more?
Tell me more.
That's what I like to hear. Let me tell you about the outpost. With many occupants over the years, this building has seen much action. Like they were really getting it on. It started life as an outpost, but soon it turned into a brothel, its sole purpose being to see invading armies get laid before they saw the city of Ard. If all goes well, I hope to be able to turn it into a museum as a monument to the area's history. What do you think?
Okay, I will make a stand for history.
Oh, thank you so much. You really are my savior.
But where should I start? What do I need to do now?
There are 3 people that may be able to help. Up near the mountains in Rileka is a warrior called Drawn, whom I have spoken to in the past. He's always on the lookout for information that can improve his fighting and commanding skills.
And how's he related to this outpost?
He isn't directly, but he's studied many wars, and as this used to be an outpost, it should have been involved in some war.
That sounds simple enough.
He isn't the easiest person to talk to, so you may need to speak to his brother Blannon first.
What do I need to do now? Trader and army.
There's a silver trader in East Harlem called Aaron, who I believe can help.
In what way can he help?
His great-grandfather lived in this outpost according to the records. He must know something.
Okay, I'll see what he has to say. And
I've been told that there's a ghost far off in Port Phasmatis that moans of losing his life to this place.
sounds ominous. Does he have a name?
He does indeed. It's Droalak.
I'll track him down.
It might not be so simple. You'll need an amulet of ghost speak to talk to him.
Look at my pants. I've conversed with the dead before. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. Gotta go. Bye.
Silver! Silver! Best prices for buying and selling in all Kandarin.
Are you Aaron?
That I am. What do you want? You realize I'm working here?
This shouldn't take too long. I just want to ask you a bit about your great-grandfather, the one who lived at the outpost.
What's it to you?
I'm doing some research for a man called Giral. Apparently, the king is going to make the outpost into his very own alchemist lab.
That can only cause chaos. Well, my great-grandfather lived and died there, according to my mother, but even she knows very little about him.
I see.
The only thing I have of his is a key. It's a strange key. It changes temperature by itself as you walk around. Afraid I don't know what it's for, though.
No idea at all.
Well, I imagine it's some sort of chest of his belongings, as it's too small for a door. But if you find some of his belongings, you'll discover some clues amongst them.
It's better than nothing. Will you lend it to me, then?
Why not? I can't use it anyway. Try feeling it change its temperature as you walk around.
First, Benneth. My life is full of changes at the moment. I've met a great and powerful follower of Zamorak, who has offered me the chance to join him and others in the quest for ultimate power and desolation of others. This is just the opportunity I've been looking for. I move into the old outpost north of Ardwin at the end of this week. I can hardly wait. Been here a few days now. I'm overwhelmed on just how evil the other eight are. I suppose this is amplified by living in such a small building. Started causing havoc to the people of Ardwin today. We poisoned the water supply with a strange concoction which caused everyone to break out in boils. Very funny. The others have been stealthily setting fire to some people and laughing at their conclusion of spontaneous combustion. I think I shall have to come up to I shall have to come up with something more evil for tomorrow. Following my genius plan to make all the children invisible, the city is now in total chaos as the kids test their freedom by putting adults into a panic. Honestly, some of the tricks the kids play are better than anything I could invent. Sadly, things have calmed down in the city, and they're starting to realize that we're the cause of all the tragedy. Luckily, the people don't have enough power to get past our defenses, and even if they did, they would wish they hadn't thought of such an attack. We've been told to beware for your days are numbered by the people of Ardwin. It seems the city has asked for some external help, which will be upon us sometime soon. I'm sure we will eliminate such a threat, though. Diary ends. Turaleka! Hello there. Are you the brother of Drawn?
That I am. Why? Has he killed one of your family?
Not that I know of.
Oh, good. How can I help you?
Well, I'd like to talk to your brother Drawn about the outpost north of Ardwin.
I'm afraid he's not easy to talk to, so it's good that you came to see me. You'll need to remember a few things when talking to him.
Like?
You must be firm with him, and don't mention that I sent you. In case he asks, he wields an iron mace in battle, eats rats for breakfast, kittens for lunch, and bunnies for tea. His favorite drink is red spider blood. He's 36 years, 8 months, and 21 days old. Studies famous battles of the 4th and 5th ages. Lives on the northeast side of town, and his pet cat is called Fluffy.
Okay.
I know this sounds strange, but Drawn won't talk to anyone unless they know him well. He's a secretive guy.
Oh, I need to talk to you.
Why should I?
I'm after important answers.
But how do you know me?
Why, you're the famous warrior Drawn.
If so, what weapon do I use?
An iron mace.
When do I like to eat rats?
Breakfast.
When are kittens best devoured?
Lunch.
And what do I usually eat for tea?
Bunnies.
What colored spider blood tastes the best?
Red.
How many years old am I?
36.
And months?
8.
What are the most interesting ages for battles?
5th and 4th.
And my house is situated where?
Northeast side of town.
What is my brother's name?
Blannon.
And my pet cat is called...
Fluffy.
What's 5 plus 7?
12, but what does that have to do with anything?
Everything. Besides, it's 13.
I think you'll find it's 12.
So many ellipses. Very well, you seem to know me quite well. I'll answer your questions best I can.
Yeah.
Well, what are they then?
I'm trying to find out the history of the outpost near Ardwin. I was hoping you could help me.
Let me see. Oh, yes, I remember reading of a battle that took place at that outpost many years ago. 2 ex-friends led forces in a small battle and ended with them pitted against each other at the top of the outpost as the sole survivors because of their superior strength.
Ex-friends?
They were once friends, but a difference in their beliefs meant they fell out. One chose to follow the god Samarak, while the other chose Sarah Dolman. But finding themselves in this extreme situation at the top of the outpost caused them to see the errors of their ways, like the waste of life, the lost friendship, and the wasted time. They both then decided to unite under Guthix.
Huh, I like happy endings.
You would.
Thank you. I can report this back to Jorel now.
Anything else?
Well, I was wondering how you get the bloodstains out of your clothes?
Be gone.
Hello, are you Drolak?
Wow, I haven't spoken to the living for
I don't remember how long. I don't remember how long. So your name is Droelak. Sorry, yes, I am he. Great. Do you know anything about the outpost north of Ardwen? I don't really like to talk about it, but I died there. Oh dear. I do have a scroll which might interest you that describes the timeline of the outpost, but at first I wonder if I could ask you to tie up a problem. Like what? Well, I left to go to the outpost again, against the wishes of my wife. I promised I would return to her, but obviously I did not, as I died there. She's a ghost nearby, but won't listen to my apologies. You want me to patch things out? Yes, how'd you guess? Call it Traveler's Intuition. Okay. Well, perhaps you could give her a strong sapphire amulet, because this is what I gave her the day I left. Her name is Melina, by the way. No problem. If you don't mind me asking, are you Melina? That I am. What's it to you? I have been talking to Droelak. I believe he left you but never returned. He did. I suppose he has asked you to tell me he's sorry. What an empty gesture. Well, actually, he told me to give you this amulet. A sapphire amulet. He remembers. It's just like the one he gave me before he left. I honestly believe he's sorry. I'm so glad. Please tell him I forgive him. I will. At last I feel complete. Farewell. Goodbye. I've given her the amulet. She was very pleased and said she just wanted to know you still cared. Excellent. I'm so glad she believes me. I can finally rest in peace. Can I have that scroll you mentioned first? Of course. Let me know if I can be of any use, and then I can be forever free. Thank you. Hi there.
How's it going?
I found a journal.
Good work. Let's see what it says.
Joral reads through the journal. The person who wrote the journal spent time living in the outpost following the order of Zamorak. I see. I read that also. He talks of all the nasty things they did to the people of Ardwen, which I don't care to mention. Looks like they were stopped by someone, but it doesn't say who. Interesting. I've talked to the warrior.
Excellent. What did he say?
Well, all that shit he said. And then I asked him about getting the bloodstains out of his clothes, but he didn't like that.
It seems you're lucky he didn't beat you up. Well done. That's another piece of the puzzle.
I have been in contact with the ghost you suggested, and I've recovered this. Jural skims over the contents of the scroll.
Very interesting. So there was a great battle at the outpost. Then one of the survivors became king, and the other started the marketplace. Good work. It all makes sense now. I never realized there was quite so much history to this place. It was more than I could have hoped.
Glad to hear. What's the whole story?
Many years ago, there were two friends who fell out over their difference of opinion and religion. One decided to dedicate his life to Saradomin, the other to Zamorak. Years passed, and the follower of Zamorak moved into this outpost with a group of others to cause havoc for the city of Ardwen. The people of the city called upon some Saradomin followers, who happened to be led by the other friend. A battle ensued that ended with the two ex-friends at the top of the outpost as the sole survivors. Realizing their mistakes, they made friends again. One decided to become king and spread the word of equality, and the other chose to start up a market where all could trade their wares equally and fairly. The one that became king is the great-grandfather of King Lathis that we know. So what should I do now? Well, what I'll do is write down the details you have provided in a more easy-to-digest manner, along with my plans for using this building as a museum.
Then I suppose you want me to deliver it to the king.
You've got that right.
Excuse me, I have been asked to hand you this from Jural at the outpost.
I see.
The king reads the letter.
I had no idea that place had any value at all. All this about my great-grandfather and Jural's plan to make it into a museum makes for a convincing case.
I am sure he only wants what is best.
Very well. I will comply with his request. Take this letter back to him with my kind regards.
Thank you. I've been to the king, and he gave me this letter.
Quick, let me see.
Jural reads the letter.
Hurrah! Good work. You've done it. You've saved the outpost.
My pleasure.
I can now continue with my plans for this place. Thank you. Take a look at the artifacts in the new museum room. You may find something of interest.
Just studying these things.